we wait and freeze.
Oh, we got audio now.
Hello, rad world. Hey guys.
We get to start over.
Yeah. So welcome back to Spoiling Dead, the show where we talk about the latest Walking Dead episode. And last night's episode was called The Key. Rick and Negan are head to head, and Negan tries to give Rick this really good deal. And we meet these new survivors, and we're not really too sure if we can trust them. And Simon is taking charge, and I think that means bad things for Hilltop. So yeah, let's start with the Hilltop. Rick is spending some time with Glenn and Abraham, at their graves, and I think he's trying to level with himself. And Daryl tries to apologize. And
hey, look, it's Tony Walters.
Hey, Tony Walters.
Hey, guys.
I guess I could have introduced ourselves.
Nobody knows who
again.
we are.
I'm Rebecca Erb.
I'm Dan Murphy. It's funny because we were telling the story about the chewed wire, Tony's new puppy chewing through a webcam wire, but then the audio wasn't working the whole time.
Audio. Yeah, so we're gonna be just us three sitting at the table with a whole lot of no pictures or anything popping up this week, just like last week. But we get to all be here at the table.
Yeah, and you get to see all of our cute faces.
Pick on Rebecca again.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Last week was brutal. I actually went back and watched the episode.
So was the episode, though.
And
not in a good, brutal, messy, bloody, gory type way that I like.
But, so Daryl tries to apologize to Rick, and he's really just not doing well. I don't think that Rick isn't there mentally to be able to forgive him right now, and it's really weird to see them off kilt. And Enid, for that matter, isn't doing very well. We get to see her read Carl's letter, which is touching, and she throws some sass at Michonne, which I loved that part. She grabbed her gun. She's like, step back.
Yeah, but Michonne she gets it though. Michonne gets it.
She does, I know, but still.
You see him later on up on the balcony, buddies.
They're good.
It's a thing you got to do. It's the same thing with Rick and Daryl. Daryl never apologizes.
Oh, for sure, and he knows what Rick is going through.
Right, the way he did it was the best possible way it could have been done, and I mean. They acknowledge each other again, and I think they're on the same team for sure. There's no doubts.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't think there's any hard feelings.
No. But Enid brought up a really good point, though. She killed somebody and she's alive, and Carl saved somebody and he's dead. And
No. Carl killed somebody and he was alive too, remember?
Yeah, but after
but what she says.
Yeah, what Enid says. I think she brings up a good point because, obviously, she is going through a hard time, rightfully so, we all would, but how can you try to look at the bright side when you experience something like that? You killed somebody in your life, but your boyfriend saved somebody and he's dead. That's just not fair, and I feel like we're about to see Enid turn a little bit to the dark side. I think she's gonna get pretty...
Think so?
I think so.
Doesn't everybody when somebody dies?
She's a teenage girl.
I mean, true.
She's gonna be fiery.
And even more so, she's a teenage girl, so she really doesn't know how to handle
She's got enough
emotions
shit to deal
very
with.
well anyway.
Right. So I think that's what you're seeing more than anything. I think it's just she's the last one to find out. She's just now dealing with it. Everyone else has kind of moved. She's literally just gotten off her knees from crying about it. Mm-hmm. So I mean, she's still processing it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem. It's gonna make her stronger in the end of the day. And if she's punishing herself for
it might make her stronger, but it might make her. She's emotional, so she might end up doing something really stupid. At some point. That's
right. She's
generally on the show. That's what happens. Is somebody's loved one dies, and then they run into a crowd of zombies and try and kill all of them by themselves.
She's arcing, I guess.
Yeah. So when you guys saw the milk crate and everything, what was your first thought? Before they brought it in and kind of figured out what was going on.
Just the random crate out in the weeds.
Yeah.
What's this thing?
Yeah.
My thought was pretty much the same thought, I think, as
the characters.
Maggie that spotted it.
Yeah.
Which is just what's that?
Yeah. Did you think it was the Saviors up to something that they were already there?
No, because we're getting such an insight on the Saviors, I didn't think it was the Saviors at all.
Yeah. I at that point, I don't know. I wasn't that intrigued by it. I just knew something was coming. In fact, I was just kind of wishing they wasn't gonna introduce somebody new just yet.
Yeah.
But I changed my mind about it after it happened, I guess, a little bit. But.
Right.
The music part, when they finally brought it back and read the little note, the music part is what brought my attention in, because of course like people want food or guns or stuff like this, but it's like music. It's like, oh, something's up with these people. This isn't the Saviors. But would you guys go out to see what they had to offer if you were in the world?
I think that my curiosity would definitely have me.
You would need to, and I think, I don't know.
Even with everything going on.
Yeah, but you see little things like that as a sign. As well, and it will, the same way it did with Maggie throughout, it will kind of eat away at you until you you gotta really know what it's all about and all that. You gotta do it the right way. But yeah, you would totally send someone out to check it out, and I don't know.
I think I would be, for me personally,
Michonne needed something at that moment too.
Well, Michonne, and
she's been looking for that
best
spark of hope.
The actress herself said it in the best way, that Michonne right now is an AC after Carl. So everything, if anybody is really listening to Carl's word, it's her, and that's what's keeping her together.
And Carl would have done it because he helped Sadiq.
Oh, for sure.
That's why.
But for me personally, I think I would be more like Maggie's reaction, like, no, this is the safe place. I don't think we should go out there, and then maybe end up going out there. But when they did go out there, my reaction with these chicks were like I feel like how everybody saw King Ezekiel, like just like a, what? Like, what is going on now?
Right.
You know what I mean?
It has to be a little bit like that to get your attention, and they know what they're doing because clearly this plan of theirs works.
Yeah.
And they know the types of people they can approach. They don't approach everybody.
Weird.
They're hand-picking people. And
they're obviously, doing well for themselves. They're clean.
This is my question, though, is how long have they been watching the Hilltop before they made that decision? Because if they just strolled up there, a day or a week before...
They know they can handle themselves,
but they see this group of people holding another group of people come prisoner, and they're I think we can trust these guys.
Right, yeah.
True, but I don't know. Who knows at this point?
Yeah, who knows how long they've been watching them.
Yeah.
I feel like they're part of this Commonwealth New World Order gig.
Yeah.
Which I think's ran by a woman.
Yeah, I was kind of getting maybe like that kind of vibe, but I don't know.
But when I see that in the show, I'm trying to scope it out. Like, if she was, would she really bring just a couple of twins with her? Like, you got to figure it. Like, it was, and it is hard to believe that she survived this long. Like, what's her face was saying the whole time.
Enid?
No, not Enid. The other one. Rosita, was it?
Oh, Rosita.
She was kind of like, how are they still alive? It was Enid too, actually. Yeah. She was there.
Yeah.
You got to doubt it.
Oh, for sure.
So you can't imagine. There's got to be, I don't know. There's got to be a hell of a lot more to them.
Yeah, but then again, when Aaron came to Maggie and Sasha, it's kind of like the same thing. She's almost like recruiting them to,
She's just trying. She's doing. This woman seems to be or appears to be just doing her part to
keep
better the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She's just spreading the good word of windmills and so on.
Yeah.
But haven't we seen that before? I can't help but say I've seen that before, where somebody was building or had plans.
There was Diana's husband that was knowledgeable about solar panels in the walls and things.
Yeah.
But other than that, the extent of what
if
they
they'd
had
been
to offer
visited by them, and that's why he had that knowledge? What if
I doubt that.
What if that's...
No, I think he was just a smart guy.
Just a kind of a... Well, he was an architect or something.
Yeah, he was. He was. But, Jesus, we haven't seen Jesus for a while, and he's out there scouting or doing whatever. And you would think that they...
He's hiding.
Would have crossed paths or whatever. But let's talk about Jesus for a little bit. We all need some Jesus in our life. No.
It's not Sunday.
With everything that's going down, I don't think that Jesus is a mole anymore. I think that there is something that we're going to be surprised with him, but just by how they're coming to Hilltop and they seem to be coming blindly a little bit, I just don't think Jesus is on their side. At first I was...
Literally or like...
Both. Both Jesuses.
So where is he then? Where's Jesus?
I don't know. That's what I was like, where is he? Jesus.
He's nowhere to be found at the moment, right?
No, we haven't seen him for 2 episodes.
What did he do? Just left to go walk about because he was mad at Maggie?
They said that he's scavenging right now.
Yeah, he's scouting.
Who else was scouting? Yeah. There was some other names of people.
She just said Jesus and a few others. I don't think she actually dropped names.
Okay.
Yeah. But cool little Easter egg that, of course I found out on Talking Dead. The records were fake, that they made their own, like, record labels and came up with, like, punny apocalyptic names,
That's
titles for them. I thought
great.
that was pretty cool. So these new survivors are coming back to Hilltop with Maggie. And, again, like, watching Talking Dead and hearing them talk about it and hearing, like, the tweets that he shares.
Can I just stop you a second?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe that's why they weren't worried, was because they had prisoners. They kept these saviors prisoner and didn't kill the saviors. Why are they going to, like, immediately jump to killing them? Like, they've maybe knowing that was actually like, all right, take us back there.
Well, I think that she was kind of in tune with Michonne, because even Michonne put her sword away.
Yeah, true.
And was like, hey,
she had her
this is
guard
something.
down, and she was definitely kind of nudging towards it.
But, hearing the tweets and, like, kind of listening to Talking Dead, everybody thinks that, I mean, mostly everybody, I guess, thinks that Maggie is going down a wrong path. And I just want to, like, just say that I completely disagree, that I think out of all of the leaders in the show right now, she is the best one and is making the best decisions. And, like...
But she's got to learn them, too. She's still learning everything.
She's definitely still learning.
So despite how hard she is at first,
right now.
yeah, she's still... She takes everything into consideration.
Yeah.
Makes the
She makes the hard decisions,
right.
whether...
Unlike Rick, who's thinking with God knows what right now.
Yeah, she's
right.
Still...
Well, she's. I mean, she lost Glenn, but she's the only one right now with anything that has kind of the most to lose. So she has the most like
purpose.
Yeah, because like Rick's lost everything, the King's lost everything.
But do you think that when...
So she has to stand her ground right now and be the strong person, because she's the one. She's got the only surviving camp right now, and all the people are there. Everybody's looking up to her. She has to make the best decisions.
But she's also stressed because there's no food, so she's got to think of that, and
and she has to think of her baby
and the baby that she's never gonna have.
So we're at Hilltop with these new survivors, and they decide to take the deal.
But there was something that was said though to Maggie about how did you get over it? And she said, "Did you ever get over it?" Like
with Rosita,
to make her think about, like, I mean, is this how you're gonna do it? Is this how you're gonna deal with things the rest of your life? Like, you don't get over it, but you gotta.
Yeah, you just have to keep going.
Right.
Yeah, you don't get over it, but you have to keep going. Yeah, and that's definitely what Maggie's doing. And I think she made the right decision, figuring out like what knowledge they had to trade for goods, which is like a new concept, and I actually really enjoyed that because I think it opens up the show to more possibilities.
If only Negan had passed on a little knowledge on how to keep,
Right?
But then it'd be even more heads crushed, so that wouldn't make any sense.
This is true. Do you guys trust these? Do you trust Georgie and Hilda and Midge? I think is their names.
I think
Hilda
they're designed to be trusted at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing about them that...
I don't know that we're going to even see them again.
Yeah. If anything, and we're speculating about this new group that's coming, then I guess we're supposed to trust them if it's them. But...
I don't know if I would like it if we didn't see them again. Like the whole interaction was so random, and they put so much on that Georgie character. Why would we not see them again?
Oh, we're gonna see them again,
but I think we'll see them again. But it'll be like a long time. Yeah, we're not gonna see them this season.
But obviously, what they're working at with this book of theirs ultimately is what we're seeing in that vision: crops and windmills and a functioning community.
Because eventually, it's not going to be about surviving. It's going to be about rebuilding. Yeah. At some point, that's how they're kind of
the only way
of,
to survive.
No more. Yeah, but it passes the point of surviving against even your own people, like not walkers, but people themselves. Like eventually, there has to be a point to where everybody is.
But everybody's got to be happy,
kind of
so
on board
that you don't have a
wanting
mutiny.
To rebuild. Yeah.
I mean, you got to take care of everybody equally. There can't really be this hierarchy in every place you go, because then as soon as you get there, you got to work up. I mean, life's about working up, but you can't be treated like that and then stay cool about it.
Yeah.
People are going to retaliate.
So we're at the sanctuary, and Negan pays Dwight a little visit, and I just get the vibe that Negan doesn't fully believe Dwight and feels like something is up.
I think, I agree. I think that Negan's not dumb.
No, I know.
I think that Negan doesn't fully trust any of his men, and this is where I think like the show's done
Rightly
a good job.
so, though.
This is where the show's done a good job at showing this leader.
Wait. Say that again?
Hey, out of the three of us, I think I enjoyed last night's episode the most. But I think that when it comes to, I think that Negan's been my favorite character in the show ever since he's, like day one of him on the show.
Yeah.
But I think that his character arc has been like the greatest arc that we've seen in the show for a while, only because you're watching this guy who leads by fear, and now his empire that he's created is starting to crumble and turn against him because of the way that he leads.
Which is something great that Game of Thrones is really good at doing.
Right.
And I agree with you. I never thought I'd expect to see it kind of on this scale, the way it's turning around so quickly, especially with the way the episode ended. But with Simon, man, this is gold. I love this shit. I love to see.
Yeah, this is why I enjoyed.
Because
all the stuff at the
Negan's
hilltop,
power.
I didn't really. I mean, I wasn't like super into. Like, I mean, it was interesting. It was weird, and it had my attention because I was like, "Who are these people?" But all the stuff with Simon and Dwight, and just Simon's character
was stressful.
this whole time.
It was
You
stressful.
could feel like the tension because you've got Simon feeling out Dwight, and then you got Dwight feeling out Simon.
Yeah.
And what were they giving
It's like
each
the
other a
only
little
time
bit
that I'm
more each
rooting
time?
for Negan and be like, get back to the saviors, they need you, Because
It's
we
not
don't
about
want
them.
Simon in charge.
Yeah,
'Cause that
I
just-
think. Yeah.
Right.
causing
Well, that's the
problems.
great part about the episode is when Simon's talking to Dwight the whole time about how we just need to leave. We need to go somewhere else. We need to find we need to save people elsewhere. All this. I'm like, yeah, awesome, do it. Yes, kill Negan. I want to see Simon kill Negan. That'd be cool. Like if Negan's gonna die, I'd much rather see it by.
What do you think his deal is then? He just wants power.
He just doesn't like how that Negan is running things. He thinks that they have cut enough losses that they need to just completely wipe him out and just deal, end it.
My whole thing though is like I forgot. I mean, I didn't forget, but like I was so intrigued to the conversation that I spaced that Simon had just wiped out the heapsters, and also that all of Simon's men are the ones that are at the hilltop.
That's why I say
and so
he's
like the
full
whole
of
time
shit.
he's like, well, no, he's not full of shit. The whole time he's talking to Dwight about doing this. We need to move on. We just need to get rid of Negan. Do this on our own. Is like that's exactly what he wants to do. But first,
They have to.
we got to kill everybody at the hilltop and get his men back.
So we got to get rid of all these
But
groups.
I forgot that. So like the whole time I'm doing it, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm totally into this. And then right at the end, when he's like, we're gonna do this.
He wants a completely clean slate.
Yeah.
He wants
completely.
to wipe out all the civilizations that are there now,
Right.
And
then
reach out and
start
new relationships.
Which, in a way, like I keep saying, everybody in their own mind is doing the right thing.
Right.
But people
Yeah.
get
Everybody's-
desperate, and you still have to survive.
The best villains of any show ever are the
Those
villains
ones that you can relate to.
well villains that believe they're the hero of their own story.
Right.
So that's why Negan's been a great character because he really truly believes that he's saving people.
But
Simon
we're starting
is now
to
becoming
believe him a little bit too. I think.
Right. No, I think they've raised a good case as to why he actually is saving people. But now Simon also thinks that he knows better, and we believe there's not a doubt in my mind. I believe Simon when he believes
he
this
makes
way.
sense, and the way that he said it and worded it to Dwight, I really think that Dwight is now maybe rethinking his choice because it all boiled down for him killing Negan.
Right.
He never said anything about the other saviors. He just wanted Negan dead, and that's what he's gonna get with Simon. So what does that mean with his alliance that he made with our guys?
That's what I said. That's what I was thinking too. Was
he's
Dwight,
just following Simon around, like hoping that he'll just take care of it. Like he just wants to make sure it's done.
Dwight's biggest thing from the get-go has always been he just wants Negan dead, and then after that he can die. He doesn't even care. Like that's why that's what he told.
He's doing it for his wife.
That's what he told Rick's crew was like, hey, after Negan's dead, then you guys can do whatever you want to me. So he's fully expecting to die, but he wants to in memory of his wife basically kill Negan before he goes out.
And that's definitely like the vibe that I got when he used
rings
her
and the cigarette. Yeah,
to
right.
light the car on fire,
but
which is a very
here's my
meaningful
thing.
Crispy
night for
face
him.
Dwight.
Yeah. Here's my my issue with that is, why didn't you just look in the damn car? And the cigarette wouldn't do that, but that's just my two beefs.
Well, I actually knew that too. I didn't really have beef because I don't really care.
They do it in
about,
everything. It's just a film trope that annoys me.
But I don't think that they they didn't really know if he was in there or not, and they didn't care. Because even if Negan comes back, they still... They even discussed,
they covered their asses.
We don't know if he's dead or alive. You know, let's just go back.
They're still chanting Negan's name for now.
Still, yeah. Right. And, you know, if Negan does make it back, they can just be like, we saw your car on fire. We thought you were gone. We tried to go on. You know, so they're just they're covering their ass.
Right.
And, man, Simon is just... I don't know. He's using what Negan created as, like, a politics move. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, he's still using Negan to be able to do his bid.
Yeah, because he is also Negan.
On board.
They're all Negan.
Right, but he doesn't have to re-manipulate anyone if they're still fighting for the same cause. Mm-hmm. He didn't say he was dead. He didn't say
he didn't say I'm in charge now.
Right, but if anything, he said.
But still in his mind,
in memory
he's like,
of
this
Negan,
is how I'm
he's
going to do
charge.
it. Yeah,
no, he's in charge, but he's using what Negan set up.
Right.
To still manipulate everybody, but in a way that, you know, it's still Negan's duty. They're still doing what Negan wants.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Rick and Negan showdown. So Rick obviously deliberately went against the plan. He was supposed to hit the horn and they'll start the handoff or whatever. Don't engage. He's like, screw this, I'm gonna do it. And he's just... he's messing it up for everybody.
They've all had a turn at messing it up for everybody, though.
Yeah,
I mean, to be
but
fair.
he just seems like he keeps messing it up for everybody. But
no, he had a pretty good plan set up, and Daryl screwed it up earlier.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Daryl did screw it up.
Now it's Nick. Now it's Rick's turn because now Rick's lost a loved one, so now he gets to be emotional.
Yeah.
That's how it's the Walking Dead. What do you want to call it? It's what they do every time. I don't know.
It's their format.
Yeah, it's the format.
It's their playbook.
I actually have something that I disliked in the episode.
Is that when it cuts to commercial and then it cuts back and there's a car wreck?
Yes, because, just a little bit. Like, I didn't need to see, a full awesome, car chase. I just needed to see how the wreck happened.
Yeah, one of two things happened in that, which was they didn't have the budget to show it, or
the stunt went wrong.
No, the stunt went wrong, exactly.
Totally get it.
I'm sure that the show themselves is annoyed with the scene as well.
Hopefully that wasn't the stunt where the guy got killed. A stuntman got killed on The Walking Dead, didn't
That was from last season, I thought.
Hate to think that. But good they removed it if so.
If so, for sure. And I can understand, just working, helping you guys on your projects and kind of working on
You saying everything goes wrong when we do something?
No, I can understand, if that was the case and why they would be irritated with it, and, it takes a lot to make these episodes and movies and things like that, so I totally respect it, but it's at first I thought that I had missed something.
The chase scene was pretty badass for Walking Dead, so it's... They were really hyping it up.
Yeah, I felt like they built up the tension of the scene, and then they cut to commercial and cut back. It's like, oh, what happened?
Negan with the bat and the bucket of guts. I would like to have seen a slow-mo roll in those blood.
Yes, for sure.
But maybe they figured that something like that was ruining the story because the guts now make you turn into a zombie.
Or they just wanted to leave a little bit of
we're gonna cut out all the guts.
Imagination to it. I don't know.
I think that something went wrong, and they just had to cut.
Something went wrong.
Around
There was a massive error of some kind.
So Rick is shooting like a stormtrooper and completely missing.
Maybe he doesn't want to shoot him subconsciously.
He's been shooting above people's heads the whole time.
It's the thing.
But it's he unloads
it's a subconscious
two magazines, not just one magazine.
Do you know what this is, Rebecca?
And his pistol.
You know what these fight scenes are? Especially this one with the fire bat. It's just who's got the biggest dick? I do. That's what they're trying to do in there.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't think... they want to kill each other, but they also can't go out killing one of them not knowing the answers. Negan's just trying to explain his side. Rick's kind of giving him a little bit. They're trying to feel each other out, and they're just trying to get...
I think Negan's trying to feel Rick out. I think Negan is seeing how Rick is just going absolutely nuts because he's like, you're going to get us. What the heck are you doing, Rick? You're going to get us both killed.
But they
Rick's
thought it was just a fun
as long as you're
a man fight. But
and Nick sees that he's just going insane.
Well, I really enjoyed the line with Rick saying, how can... when Negan gives him that deal, he's like, how can I trust you when you went and killed all the heapsters or whatever? And and then you see Negan's reaction to that. I loved it so much when Negan was just like
but he had
he should have known.
But Negan, exactly. He's like, I had a bad feeling about him, and
So then he knows, like, oh, well, they're not coming to get me now.
But this is all part of the breaking down of the character that I didn't expect them to do this well, because I've hated Negan this whole time.
Much.
And I'm like, there is literally nothing they can do with him to make me not want him dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even though he's still a bit of an asshole, he's now your buddy who's a bit of an asshole that you can send over here to take care of shit for you.
Right
where's Shane Crawford when you need him?
No, I mean, if you want to crunch numbers, go back to season 1, the whole thing. Who has kept the most people alive for real? For real.
Yeah.
In different communities across however many miles. Who has done it?
Yeah.
Only one person.
Yeah.
Negan.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And
he's just
seeing
a little
how
harsh
crazy
about
Rick
it.
was going, I was like kind of like agreeing with Rick and like, dude, Rick, like, slow your roll. Let's talk this out. And then like with the whole Simon situation, like, Negan needs to get back,
which has never happened to my knowledge, even in the comics. You would flaunt the fact that, oh, you're not even man enough to find your back.
For sure. And I just feel like
that's terrible. But that's what he did.
For sure. And we saw Negan become weak for once.
I loved when he yelled, "Don't you touch her!"
Yeah. I mean, the whole bit, even when he puts her in the car, he's like, "Gosh, you're beautiful."
They were like little kids in man bodies.
It's so great, yeah.
They weren't.
I was
really...
actually rooting for. I was rooting for Negan, but I think that with Negan without Lucille, he is nothing.
I wouldn't say he's nothing.
I think that he just.
But that's like Excalibur.
Like, or like it's like Achilles tendon or something. I don't know.
Right, it's definitely something
Achilles
that
heel.
It's just a weakness.
But it's the. But it's like the tendon.
It's close to. It's
that was close enough.
It's in the foot area.
Yeah,
but the Achilles heel is the Achilles tendon.
Right, but the phrase is Achilles heel.
Well, you know what?
Why don't you just make like a tree and leave?
I like it.
Make like a tree and get the hell out of here.
That's it. I think I said it right.
Yeah, you said it right.
So what do you guys think about the deal that he was trying to give Rick? I mean, like, Negan almost seems desperate at this point.
Which deal? I forget.
I mean, like, Rick or Negan was going to take 25% and give Rick 75%. But Rick had to work as a janitor for a little bit.
See, that's basically the same thing that Rick said. Like, he's giving him all this, but you're going to have to clean my toilets, man.
Yeah, it's like he's not serious.
No.
Like, it wasn't a serious deal.
He's being like...
He's just...
You don't think it was a serious deal?
No, it's not.
Really?
No. You don't have a penis.
No.
You couldn't understand.
No, I think it was sarcasm.
I don't think it was at all. I thought that he was actually giving him that deal. I really, truly think that. You could hear it in his voice.
Yeah, but I also think a part of Negan actually kind of starting to like Rick.
No, for sure.
And he's just fucking with him a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think that for sure. I think that Negan.
And I think he's trying to lighthearten it up a bit to get Rick to bring his guard down a little bit too. I really think he's really toning it.
I think he feels bad for him.
Yeah,
like Negan really liked Carl a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He can feel for the fact that this guy just lost his son.
And that's why I think he was really giving him this deal. He was really like, Rick, what are you doing?
I think the deal was real.
Let's calm down a little bit. I'll give you this deal. Like, I know what you're going through.
But the janitor dig was a dig.
The
deal
part
was legit.
I think the deal was legit, but maybe
that's what
the
I'm saying.
janitor part was a little dig.
The deal is legit because he needs these people to calm down.
Think about it.
The janitor thing was definitely that's him busting his balls.
Right, but Negan also is wanting to honor Carl's wishes too.
I think so too. So do you think that the letter will ever get to him?
I think he knows enough about the letter. I think he'll eventually get the letter when they're like, hey, they're all around that big table. Hey, man, I forgot to give you this.
We're cool now, right?
You know, no, he'll get the letter, I think. He got the gist of it. It's enough to...
I think he didn't get the gist of it. I think he just knows that Carl
He's not going to give him the pleasure
letter.
of the details of the letter right now.
Yeah.
But Rick, to honor Carl, had to give him the gist of the letter.
I think that for storytelling purposes that he'll eventually read the letter.
I do, yeah. He'll get the letter eventually.
So... the whole Lucille on fire thing looked so cool. And another little fun fact...
I have a problem with it.
Another little fun fact that I learned in Talking Dead, this is not something that I found out, but the lighter that he used is Glenn's lighter. So I just feel like you have... Stop with your face.
I didn't even smoke.
I just feel like... I don't remember what it... I would have to, like, go back to, like, previous seasons and, like, watch it through to, like, see where this lighter came in. But that's what they said, and I don't know why they would lie about it. But I think it kind of,
he probably
like...
used it in one episode randomly, and then And then they had it sitting on a prop shelf. They're like, "Hey, would it be cool if you just used?"
Yeah, I think Glenn touched this
once. But I still think Dwight using Sherry's cigarette and Rick using Glenn's lighter. I think it's like the same touching stuff.
No,
it's meaningful behind
something
it. This
with
is what they're doing.
Bit more meaning behind it.
Do you notice that in movies, it's always cooler if you get a cigarette out of a soft pack versus a box?
I have noticed, especially
every movie ever.
Now that you put it in my head.
Every movie, it's only cool if you smoke out of a soft pack.
Because it's easier just to get your fingers down in there and pick out a couple of rings. Imagine doing that in a hard box. You'd be like, dig it.
Who smokes out of soft? Do they even make soft packs anymore?
Do you think they even make any cigarettes anymore in the zombie apocalypse?
Well, no, but those cigarettes look
yes,
pretty rough.
They do make soft packs, but not in all brands.
Most brands don't anymore because boxes sell more. I managed a gas station for 4 years.
Doesn't Walking Dead have its own fictional cigarette brand?
Yes.
Was that what was used?
And
it was Marlboro.
Oh. It was Marlboro?
Yeah.
Because I thought they had made
placement.
Thing that was like Marlboro, but it wasn't Marlboro. But anyway, what was your problem with
My bro.
What was your problem with the
My problem was
Lucille?
Pretty much the fact that it was almost exactly the same as the first fight they had in a slightly bigger location, but with a fiery bat. So they clearly sat around and went, how can we make this fight better than the last one, guys? What if we set fire to the bat?
Did you love the part when Rick shot at him and he made a wild swing and then fell off the balcony?
And he was just hanging there looking like, help me!
I know, but out of nowhere, he shoots at him. He just goes he just
kind of shimmied out
off the thing.
He's like,
that's so stupid.
I beat you again. Just disappears.
It's like, how can we get you to fall off this thing?
And then fell into the abyss. Oh, and then the Eaters. That was probably a throwback to season 1, right?
It was a throwback to Don't Dead, Open Inside. Don't open, dead inside.
There you go.
I was being facetious.
Yes. I got you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
That time I got you.
For once. I really enjoyed it. Like you saying it, that it was just the first fight, then I totally
No, they upgraded the fight. They did.
I enjoyed it. It was very visually nice.
I just want to see some contact. How can you do all that fighting and not hurt anybody?
Yeah.
And all that shooting and not hurt anybody. Like Negan had an injury, but that's just from falling down the stairs.
Right. And even then he seemed like he was fine.
He fell through stairs.
You know what that blood might actually
cat.
be is all the spilled blood in the car.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So we talked about the saviors, and now it's Simon Says.
Oh, goodness.
I guess I didn't say this when we were talking about, them finding Negan's car. At first, when, Dwight was getting the cigarette out, I thought that he was going to go after Simon. They were kind of setting it up he was, smoking a cigarette, then he was going to, flick
He was
at
definitely
Simon.
contemplating it. We
thought,
actually thought we had talked about that, too.
I thought it was just slowing down, and he was going to take one last drag off his cigarette and think of his wife, and then just go and blow Simon's head off.
Yeah,
that's what I thought was going to.
I thought he either was going to shoot him or flick the cigarette at him.
Instead, he saw a naked lady zombie. Now, could that be her?
I saw that. No.
Or was it just hey,
definitely
not all zombies wear clothes?
They just wanted to try to do a new Walker, so they did a naked Walker.
Yeah.
Was,
I didn't even know she was naked.
She's
totally
totally
it was
naked.
The one that was coming towards them. They made a big deal about it.
When?
Last week, they're now there's gonna be even 2 weeks ago
they
on Talking
warned
Dead.
The people that a naked zombie was coming.
A naked, not now there's a naked zombie. Don't be. They're hey, there's a naked zombie coming up in the next couple episodes.
What cuss words
this is gonna be cool.
Did Enid say? She said some pretty hardcore cuss words, didn't she? This episode.
Not anything.
She said shit twice. I'm pretty sure in a row. So that's all their shits used.
That's all their shits for the whole season.
I mean, really, we haven't heard the F word. They go pretty far. I mean,
No, I think they're allowed one F-bomb the entire season.
Luckily, they're
and
more
we haven't
quirky.
even heard it ever.
Maybe Negan last night after he heard about Simon whispered.
Yeah, normally, if they say it, and I don't know...
They can mouth it, I think.
If they say it, they'll usually, drop the audio on the show, and then if you, watch it on DVD or something, it's there.
They'll leave it on.
That's what they did. And Breaking Bad has, one big F-bomb in the whole show.
So on the DVD, it's, on the DVD, it's there, but on the show
it's
that makes sense, yeah.
I think it's, the first airing. In the Breaking Bad episode, I think when it aired... live, they allowed it to happen because it was extremely impactful, like scene.
I think you gotta have it.
Right.
In real life,
It's late night television.
that's
It's
how you
adult
react.
television. It doesn't matter.
I'm watching somebody's head get smashed in. I can't hear the word fuck.
Right.
Because if I see that, first thing I'm gonna say is, "What the fuck?"
How many are we allowed on the show?
I just used them all up for
Boss
2
man?
years.
Yeah. It's all right.
I'll have to put money in a jar for that.
So since Simon is more or less in charge and they're gonna go and completely eradicate Hilltop, are they still gonna use Negan's plan with all the guts and stuff, or are they just gonna go in there,
That plan
headshots?
was gonna fail from the beginning. I'm glad it's just fizzled out because that's the best way they could have handled that. If they don't come back to that ever again, I'll be fine. First thing Rick did was poured alcohol on that bat. I'm like, well, that solved that problem, didn't it?
Which, first of all, speaking of which, where did he get that?
He was just walking through and he just saw it and was like,
Oh, perfect. I can set fire to anything with this. Plus, it'll
Is that really how it happened?
sanitize
Because
it.
I missed that.
It was probably just like...
it was just a bottle just sitting right there. Like, he just grabs it and, it was like sitting on like a random shelf in the
Which
basement.
goes back to why
And-
the whole flame
and alcohol just burns up.
Alcohol
just burns up like that. I mean,
right, and that bat would not have burned like that. with
But
all
did
that
you
soggy
see the
crap on
walkers?
it.
Yeah,
like-
and you just lighting everything else on fire.
Yeah.
No.
They're not that dry.
That's not how fire
It's
works.
the opposite.
But at
But
least
a fun fight.
I learned an interesting tip that we could totally use in future projects of ours. Because they did some practical effects, but they attached glow sticks to the bat so they could track the motion
to add
of
the
it,
fire.
to add the fire. So
Nice.
little
Smart,
tip for us
smart.
to use, right?
Smart,
Right?
smart.
Okay,
Would have
so
helped out with my broom lightsaber situation.
oh right, that turned out really freaking good though for not having a useful tip like that.
Yeah,
What
it
did
was
you
okay.
do instead?
Just did it. I just used a broom.
Did it the
But I mean, like, you
painstakingly
just had to,
hard
like,
way.
I just had
But
to.
in edit, like it was like just that much more tedious because you didn't have like the.
As long as you have an
motion.
object to track, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But with Rick swinging a bat around,
With
a
swinging,
light
in the dark.
in a dark room is probably an essential thing to have, I bet.
Very
And it was probably like an orange glow stick, so it kind of helped
Yeah.
with the fire glow.
Totally was. It totally was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hit
it's
that.
not going to use a green one or anything.
So what is going to happen next? Simon is in charge, and they're heading to Hilltop, and they're gonna completely start some crazy crap. And what do you guys think Jadis is gonna do with Negan?
I am so excited about that now.
That I was not expecting
well,
that. Like I
right.
really thought like, oh, it's Nick
Nick
Rick.
Jonas.
It's Nick Jonas. Rick driving.
No, I
but
am.
think it was pretty cool. That
Yeah,
it was
out of the
Jadis.
choices, it was a bit funny how she happened to be there. But again, people were watching people, and she's like on a mission right now. I'm sure. But out of all the people,
Same mission everybody else is on the show.
Right, but I'm so excited about it because Negan now basically is screwed. He knows his team is turning on him. He can't count on them. So now he's got to pretty well come up with a new plan and and
try to like tell her like, dude,
he
didn't
had-
tell him to do
this
that.
could
that
be a
was all
really
on
good
Simon.
thing. They could make a. Can you imagine
what
the
we're gonna
team
get
up
now?
with them too?
That
Do you know what
would
we're
be
going to
crazy.
get? We're going to get a Negan backstory, I think.
Oh, he's gonna tell his story to Jadis in the car ride.
Yeah, to get her to trust him.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
like it.
I think I do like that actually.
Yeah.
But I think that they're gonna figure out each other in this
Yeah.
car ride.
You don't think
But-
she's gonna trade him or kill him?
No, I
or
think
torture
she'll
him?
get. I think there'll be some technique there that she'll use, but I think at the end of it all, she'll get to know that it wasn't him, and that I don't know how it's gonna play out next.
But will she believe him?
Even if she
I
does
think she
believe
has-
him,
yeah, I
do you
think
think
she
that
will.
if she does turn around and believes him, do you think Negan just kills her?
But Rick's proof.
I don't.
If
think
anything,
so.
Rick's proof that she he ain't lying.
Mm-hmm.
That
Right.
Negan ain't lying. So that's why I say at the end of it, she'll eventually figure out that he ain't lying.
Yeah.
Now, whether she'll help him, I think actually she
Ooh,
might.
What if
She's been kind of
Negan
on his side
and
the whole time.
Jadis,
Yeah,
like,
she's
get
been supporting him.
together?
Well, she tries to hook up with everyone, so maybe he'll put a baby in her, and then that's how Negan will live on in the show. I mean, you never know.
A little trash baby.
Maybe she's already made like a sculpture of him that she carries around like a little wire Negan.
So weird. So I watched the episode twice, and I missed it both times because I'm thinking, like, where is Rick this whole time? But apparently, like, he gets out of the building.
Yeah, he just leaves.
And just, like, looks, and Negan is gone, and then just
Which
leaves.
building?
The building's on fire.
Did you see it? Because I completely missed it.
It's back up now?
So
after the car chase?
After the car... Oh, yeah. Well,
after the whole fight, and they jump out the window, and then we find out that Negan is with Jadis.
Yeah.
You know, this whole time I'm like, oh, Rick is probably in the back seat of the car. But no, I guess there was a scene where he, like, comes out, and he's, like, looking around.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I missed it. I don't know how.
Yeah, I had to show her pictures.
Because I said to him, I'm like, how did he get away so fast? Well...
Yeah, because the scene is right before. Yeah, it's right before.
So, but was Jadis there, knocked him out, put him in the car?
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Like, how did that go?
Yeah, because he kind of like comes back too, and he's like, oh shit.
He's got to have like quite the concussion. He got knocked out.
Maybe he jumped out and blacked out. Jadis scooped him up, put him in the car.
Blackout for no reason.
His fall. Because didn't they like jump out a window? So maybe his fall got
wasn't that big. They were in a basement.
Maybe he really is bleeding.
Oh, they were in a basement. I forgot
fall
about
that far.
Because the way that they jumped down, I'm like,
it was like one story,
how far
if
are they
that.
jumping?
That's true.
Well, not even a story. It was like jumping out of a house window.
That's
like
why some of it's like it felt a bit rushed.
Well, the pacing was off for me. Like the pacing and the structure, and I never say anything bad about this show. I love it. I just love how they do every episode. But this one, like even like. I don't know, just like the pace was off and the structure was off, and then, I mean, with him all of a sudden being in Jadis's car made sense because you want that to be a surprise. But you know, going back to all of a sudden the car is wrecked, it just seems like there's these pieces that are missing.
Maybe they're gonna show us more
off.
later from Jadis's point of view. Maybe she has something to do with it.
If it's from Jadis's point of view, then I would enjoy that. But if they just like show us more just for the sake of showing us more,
I feel like they're not.
That.
I feel like they've covered it as much as they can. Or
I feel like if we're gonna get the Jadis's point of view, the next episode might start with Jadis picking up Negan, and that's how
she was clearly
starts.
there in the vicinity, scoping it out. So maybe she.
That's what she does. She sits and watches.
Yeah, I can't imagine she would have anything to do with wrecking cars that they wouldn't be aware of. Like, did she put someone down the road? They crashed. That would figure that out. Like, it would have come up. So I don't know. I don't think they're gonna come back to that, but which sucks because everybody's upset about the fact that there was this kick-ass car chase. And then no ending to it.
It was,
other than jumping out of a basement window.
Yeah.
Or you just like jump out and instantly flop on the grass.
Well,
you wouldn't even get out far enough. You'd make your hip bit and then.
See, yeah, that's the part that kind of confused me too, because they were in a basement because he fell down through the first floor because there was a hole in the floor.
Was it like a school
then
or
down
something?
more.
What were they even in? I don't even remember.
Was it the Lewis Medical Supply building? Because you saw the sign when
So
when he found out that they wrecked the cars.
The only thing left in that building, medical supplies, was a thing of alcohol. Why wouldn't they take that? If they, how many people got in there to scavenge and went, it's just a full thing of alcohol. We don't need that.
I don't know.
Silliness.
Yeah. It's just this. I really enjoyed it. I don't get me wrong, but it seemed like it was off a little bit. More than usual for me.
Your filmmaker side is ruining the show for you.
It's because of Tony.
It's because of everything.
Because of Tony. Like, I'm saying your name so weird. Tony.
You gotta, yeah. It does ruin it.
But, so the sneak peek was interesting. We see Maggie be a badass some more, you know. Simon's kind of giving her an ultimatum, and she's like, well, I have 38 of your guys, plus 38 bullets that I will deliver to each head, you know, personally.
I must not have seen this.
Yeah.
It was on Talking Dead, of course. Do you guys ever watch Talking Dead?
No.
We start to...
I do, and that's why I should be the ultimate Walking Dead fan. Because I entered it. I sent in 3 videos, guys.
Yeah.
I'm getting off track. But I think that was awesome. That just proves my point that Maggie is like the best leader, and she's just a BA. And then next week, it is called Do Not Send Us Astray.
But isn't being a BA the problem that has gotten everybody to where they're at right now?
See, but I think she balances it really, really well.
I think Daryl's been a BA the whole time and hasn't really had too many issues.
Balances it well.
This is true. This is very true.
She's got 38 bullets for 38 people. That's everyone. There's no balance there. That's killing everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like telling Simon, like, "Hey, back up! I have your men.
But if she's not gonna, is she gonna back it up? Is she gonna back up that threat?
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
She's already killed a couple just because they're running out of food.
Right.
Well, and because one gave her
but
problems,
what I'm getting
and
at
then they
is,
sent him as
isn't
like
the
a
message
welcome
throughout
brand.
this whole thing like that's not the answer. She's not going to back it up.
I think that's the message throughout the whole thing because that is what Carl
She's got to book a windmill. She's not
do.
going to shoot 38 people. She's like ready to grow some veggies.
I think she will. If
And
she has to make a point
goats.
and to save her people, she will. Like, if she doesn't have to, then she'll find a way afterwards and see what she would do with them. But in order to save her people, she would kill them, and I am rooting for her. Yeah, go Maggie.
Yeah.
She's like,
But
it's turning into my favorite character.
But do you think that when it comes down to it, that Simon's gonna hold off because
Simon is ready to kill it?
people?
No, Simon's not gonna listen. That's the thing. He ain't gonna play along with that shit.
I
don't
of
think
do because that's how like Simon got all butthurt about this and wanted to go against Negan was because his men
clean slate.
were...
Here's the thing about
It's a clean slate thing. He wants to annihilate all of the people.
You should start plugging it in.
There you go. Well, your
So
battery's
good.
running low. He wants to annihilate everyone and then start over.
Yeah, I think
He's got a plan.
Without saving his people.
Well, no, I think that his is a message. His is you stole my people, so now I'm going to kill you. Not you stole my people, so I have to rescue them.
Right. He told Dwight what he was going to do.
Okay. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
He's just mad that they took his crew. Not that he necessarily
This-
cares
Wants
about
them.
his crew.
This particular fight's a little
Okay.
different because they've got all the hostages. But he
No.
plans on killing all
I
of them.
can totally get that. I agree with that. So, next week's thing, the summary is trouble arises when unexpected visitors arrive at Hilltop and the community is thrust into action. Heartbreaking discoveries are made. What is the heartbreaking discoveries, guys?
He's going to come
Jesus
back.
is
Heath is gonna come back. Yeah.
Jesus is a mole.
Jesus is a mole.
Heartbreaking discoveries.
Maggie loses her baby.
Oh, yeah, that could be. Or unexpected visitor is the baby prematurely born.
Miscarriage.
It's,
I think
but
the
it's probably
unexpected
Simon.
visitors is obviously Simon. It's
probably
Wait,
Simon.
no.
Negan waving a white flag.
Yes, it's Jadis and Negan because they know that the Saviors are coming for a fight. They're preparing for it. That's why Nick was, or why do I keep saying Nick?
But the unexpected
That's why
visitors
Rick
is Simon.
was out there
we know this
anyway.
because we saw the sneak peek. We're not supposed to really know that yet,
No.
but we do.
No, I completely disagree with you. Because that's why Rick was out there anyway. They had a plan because they knew the Saviors were coming.
Right.
So
the
thus,
Saviors
that's not
aren't
an
the unexpected.
Yes. Maybe the unexpected is Jadis and Negan.
Oh.
Or maybe the unexpected is Heath. Because where is
Who
Heath?
cares about Heath?
Hashtag where is he?
A guy walked by as a zombie in the show last night, and I joked about like, "Hey, look, there's Heath." No, he's not coming back.
That's okay. Just tie it. Just tie it up. Tie it up. Do something.
Yeah,
Why?
tie it.
I don't even
Tie it
remember
up.
what his purpose was in this show anymore.
He was just a random guy. He was in like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I totally understand
What's
it,
his
but he was
purpose?
like a longtime resident of Alexandria.
So
and
are
you
all
would
everybody else.
Alexandra, where? I don't even remember that place anymore.
he
You know, like the middle-aged balding white dude from Alexandria that happens to be like doing something
Who?
from time to time.
Which one's
yeah,
that?
the one that was in love with Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
If that guy
Oh.
disappeared, would you care at
He's
this
a
point?
background extra now.
Exactly. He's a background extra
Sometimes
now.
he has a few lines.
It was the way
I don't
that
think he's
they
had a line.
did it.
Oh, speaking of which, on few lines, I think Daryl had the most lines
Oh, yeah.
in last night's episode that he's had in like the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
Man, I wonder
Poor
how many
thing.
takes it took for him to remember all that.
It's Norman Reedus. He's got this.
He just, he bleeds it. He bleeds the dialogue out. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that
I
means
was
either.
wondering if you were going to get to Red Machete.
It was kind of
It
weird.
just showed time passing, correct?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, I enjoy all of them. They're super short. They're well done. I mean, I enjoy it. But this one was just kind of like you see survivors in, like, the background, and it's like they're struggling with a walker. Don't you think that they would see the machete and go get it?
Isn't that the irony of the whole thing?
Yeah,
I don't
think
know.
so.
Like, these people could have survived had they picked up the red machete that saved
So,
so
now
many people.
Rick is going to survive because he has the red machete.
But
Does
had-
he?
I don't know.
Eventually
he
he
has the hatchet.
does.
Yeah, he has a hatchet.
For now, it's because he lost the red machete, and it'll continue into next season, and we'll figure out where it goes.
No, I don't care.
I don't care.
So, speaking of not saying Heath or Jesus, where's the king?
He's got to be at some spa somewhere.
Is he at the kingdom? Have we decided this? Yeah, I know we talked about it last week, but
I thought he was.
Be the only one at the kingdom.
I think he's there.
Like everybody is needed at Hilltop. Like why is he not there? I'm just so
all his
confused
people
by
are
that.
at the Hilltop. So
they gotta be he's gotta be at the Hilltop, just sulking somewhere. Like
Right.
he's hanging out in the pig pen.
like we didn't see
feeling
Carol
sorry
this
for
episode
himself.
either. We didn't
Yeah.
see
But we haven't seen the king.
We haven't
in
seen the
a
king
few
for a little while.
episodes,
Wasn't he in
so
that?
I was just
Wasn't
a
he in
little
that one where they were all
concerned.
hanging out at the bus stop, kind of talking?
No, he wasn't. That was part of the problem.
Oh.
That's
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
we haven't seen him
hiding
for a few
because he's
episodes.
sulking and he's just like.
No, he's back.
He's
The
not
king is
important
back.
to the story right now.
I understand that, but still, it's a little funny.
You know, it's The Walking Dead. They don't cover everything.
We didn't see any bullets being made either. You know, there's
Yeah.
characters we haven't seen.
What about
We
all
haven't
that
seen
stuff
That's
with
true.
Eugene and his mullet?
I'm just saying we haven't seen him in
And
a
his
few
mullet.
episodes. So
I'm just really curious to how his mullet's doing right now.
That's right. Even though he did text into the Spoiling Dead and.
And next week, the Fear the Walking Dead first official trailer is going to be released. Are
Didn't
you
they
guys?
just do that last night? Wasn't there a trailer
They
last
showed a
night?
lot of fear stuff.
No,
last night.
it's like the official trailer. That must have been a teaser trailer. So
I don't
the
care. I've never seen it.
Official trailer.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. It's pretty good.
I
It's
need.
not as good as
I
Walking
actually
Dead, but
plan
it's still
on
pretty
getting
good.
back into it. And,
Yeah, for sure.
And giving it a second go.
But I think
just
it'll be-
because it looks like it's turned
Just 'cause
into
Morgan's
something
in it
way
now?
better. Nothing to do with Morgan, honestly. I'm actually really. I couldn't be fussed about it, but they have brought in a lot of. Looks like a lot of cool actors. I mean, as far as like name wise, it seemed like they're casting more familiar faces than The Walking Dead can actually get away with. Because that
I'm
takes you out
excited.
of it when you see a familiar face, I think.
I think so too. So yeah, any other points that you guys want to make of the episode?
How many episodes got left? 4?
Too bad. This was 12.
Yeah, so 4. Cool.
So almost over.
Almost over.
No, I like the way it's progressing. I don't have an issue.
Do you think we get a resolution to the war by the end of the season?
Yes, I do, and I think that there's a few things that play into it now. I still think that Rick's taking a bullet for Negan, probably Simon still. I still think that there's going to be an end of some kind where everybody's peaceful for a while, because The Walking Dead needs that right now. They need a moment like that.
I think
For some of them, not particularly for me, but I
Yeah.
know of at least 2 people that I know of that are really not liking the show because there's not been enough. But
yeah.
if you don't like, I feel
But
different.
the show's a drama.
Yeah, but there needs to be something where the group can regroup at the end. You're like,
Yeah.
And
I think the war is going to be over by the end of the season, but we're not going to see any solutions and the after of it until next
right
season.
now the war is
because we're still going to have a little bit of a cliffhanger.
but there isn't really much. The war is kind of like just fizzling now.
out. Yeah.
I think there's going to be some action, but I don't believe there's going to be much of a war anymore. And
No, we're seeing the war with
it's
every
not,
episode.
Yeah,
We're seeing
Yeah.
the war.
and it's not so much going to be like. I guess when I say that, I mean like a big epic battle type of thing.
I think that
is not the way that it's going.
Do you think the big epic battle is what's about to happen at Hilltop?
I think they're working up to something. Like there needs to be a big grand finale moment, and what better place to do it than the Hilltop? They've got all the prisoners. They've got everybody there. This is definitely what they're building up to. And then when Negan and what's her name show up in the car.
Yeah, it needs like Walking Dead needs like a battle. Well, you haven't seen it. Never mind.
There needs to be something epic has to happen. There has to be a lot of epicness.
Game of Thrones. That's fine.
Oh.
There needs to
Then
be
you can say they need a battle like Helm's Deep.
because we know Simon's
No,
gonna
they don't.
die. We know Simon's for sure gonna die. We know Rick gets injured somehow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Negan doesn't die.
Yeah.
But something big happens.
So what are they gonna do with Negan next season if he doesn't die?
We probably
He'll be in a cage and they're going to talk to him, and
I
then
think-
they'll eventually let him out because something will hit the fan where they need his help.
I think it would be better played in the show. I mean, at first I said kill him, but I think it'd be better played that he almost goes out a bit like Carl. Maybe falls
Saving
victim to
somebody?
his own plan, or something happens to him and he ends up turning, but he's alone and nothing can be done about it. I don't know. I'd like to see him get a little bit of a...
redemption.
Yes, but I also would like to see something also a little bad happen to him. And what's worse than letting somebody turn in this day and age?
This is true. This is true.
Just let him wander off into the
Yeah.
sunset.
As
with
much
his
as I was
bat.
actually rooting for him this episode, I do want something bad to happen to him.
Just because you want to get rid of Negan?
Just because I think that with everything that he's put them through, no matter like if he's really the good guy or if he saved more people or not,
I don't even think that's the point anymore. Yeah,
he's a monster and he killed Glenn and Abraham and he has to deal with his actions.
I don't agree with that anymore.
And I just don't know. I don't know. I kind of agree with it. Like he just needs. It's like with Maggie and Rosita. It's just like I'm accepting. I need to move on, but I still want Negan dead. Kind of thing.
Right, but Negan's gotten to where he is through different trials and errors, and he's found the right thing that works. He does. He probably is not. First he didn't like it, but now I guess.
What if the show followed the people at Alexandria, like the woman and her husband, and them trying to make things work and build their society?
Yeah, and then Rick
shows up, and
we're taking everything. Yeah. We're moving in.
Yeah, and
blood on my face. Rawr.
Yeah, and kills everybody. How do you feel about Rick at that point?
I guess I would feel the same way. I'm not gonna be like biased about it. I would feel the same way.
But you don't want Rick dead.
But that's not how we saw the story. So no, I don't want Rick dead. But I would want Rick. But I wouldn't like Rick if we started with Alexandria.
What if you saw Negan's backstory and he had kids and a wife, and they all died in front of him?
If I saw Negan's backstory and kind of was able to hear it through Jadis's ears and kind of be convinced with her and then see where his character goes after that, there's still a chance. Like I'm starting to like him. But I'm not there yet.
You don't have to like him. You have to be able to put up with him. Because Negan's always going to be one of them assholes that gets under your skin no matter what. But if you understand him and you're able to talk a bit more sense to him and try and retrain him a little bit, but yet he's not going to shake that, Uncle Negan sense of humor.
Yeah.
You have to like the guy. But if you can understand why he's doing it, the same way you understand why Rick does what he does, if you can understand what he's doing half the time, then it's all about perspective. It's the same thing. Everybody's a monster.
Yeah, I agree.
All the monsters need to actually sit down and go, all right, well, we're all pretty screwed up, so what should we do about it? Well, Carl says, actually, here's some letters. Like have a board meeting.
I agree, and that goes back to, there's going to be a point where you no longer have to try and survive. You're surviving, and then it's time to rebuild. So
obviously,
you're gonna have to.
Which is what they're working up to. But I need to see some kind of epic fight and some blood and some death.
Agree. And I need to be convinced to want Negan to stay alive. I still want him dead at this point.
Okay, it's fair because I was there.
All right, I think we need to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, the smell of my food over there has been driving me crazy.
I'm really hungry now too. All right, yeah. So you can follow me at Rad Entertain and youtube.com/radentertainment for more stuff like this. Also, this week I think we're starting a new show over on They Said We Said, doing a weekly kind of media show. So you can check that out. You can also catch me randomly on DGT Live over there. The next episode will be next Wednesday, I think, and we're talking all things Spielberg.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you guys do your outros.
Yeah. HMMFilms.com.
All right.
I actually recently changed my social media just because I am exploring my acting career and diving into that. I'm taking classes up in Chicago, and I'm part of Model and Talent Management of Chicago. So I'm not really able to LARP a whole lot anymore just because of my busy schedule, so I really can't claim geeky LARP chick, so I'm just the herb chick. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I recently got a Twitter account.
You're tweeting now?
I'm tweeting now. Is that what the kids say? Tweeting? And it's,
Kids, how old are you?
Herb chick. I'm old. I feel old.
You're not as old as me.
But, yeah, I guess catch us next week, guys. And vote for me for the Ultimate Walking Dead fan.
How do we do that?
You go on AMC.com and go to the tabs.
If they accept any of your full videos.
If they accepted any of my videos. Yeah, I didn't read
Cheerio!
Is he